And then...
Echo time 20510, wind 1605, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 36, dew point 1, altimeter 29905, ILS 16 right approach in use, landing and departing runways 16 right and runway 16 left.
Check.
Notice airman, notice abatement procedures are in effect. ILS out of mark out of service until further notice. Advise initial contact, you received information, Echo.
Echo. Repeat.
Tower information, Echo time 20510, wind 16.
And then sprat clutch check, roll off the throttle, needle split. So if the engine quit, we would be able to do an auto rotation. And the governor comes on at 80%, but the governor is off. So let's turn that back on, bring it up to 80. There it goes, takes off on its own, goes to the top, lift the collective half an inch, roll off some throttle, should get a low rotor horn at 97. There it is. Goes back off and we're good to go. So we take the cyclic friction off, collective friction off, and then go ahead and put your hand on the cyclic, left hand on the collective, feet on the pedals, just be very, very loose on there, okay? Okay, so we're gonna pull up a little bit and we feel it's getting light. We've got a little bit of left pedal into it. And we're gonna let it come up, move out to the yellow box here. And we're going to give it a little bit of left pedal. And ease up on the pedals a little bit. There we go. Now go ahead and just give it a little bit of left pedal, bring it around to 360. Nice and slow. Keep coming around. Keep coming around. You can push a little bit and just hold it there. And left pedal goes against the torque, so left pedal, keep pushing. Left pedal is going to be very stable. Right pedal, keep coming. Right pedal wants to go ahead and get away from you because that's the way it would like to spin if there wasn't a tail rotor.
Okay.
So if you give it right pedal, or you can think of it as giving it a little bit of less left pedal. If you give it a little bit of right pedal, ease up on the controls a little bit. If you give it a little bit of right, but you don't put it that left, you'll see it'll start accelerating and start going faster and faster. So what you do in the right turn is you go ahead and you give it a little bit, and then just to maintain the speed, you've got to like
more left.
mix a little left in with it. Like I say, a right turn is really technically less left pedal.
Okay.
And left pedal turns are very stable because you're going against the power. Okay, let me check. 119, all right. And let's come down to, okay, the collective left hand, go ahead and pull it up a little bit. Okay, stop. Bring it down a little bit. Real slow. A little bit of right pedal, keep the nose straight. Go ahead and bring it on down the ground and just very slowly. There you go. Come on down slower, that's good. A little bit of right pedal. And collective all the way down now. All the way down, all the way down. Once you're on the ground, collective goes to the ground, to the floor. Okay, now very slowly start lifting it up. Okay, keep pulling, keep pulling. Not that much, 3 to 5 feet typically is where we're at.
Okay.
So when we come down, we bring it down very slowly. And we touch the ground, and collective goes all the way down, and then pulling up, you just start pulling until it gets light. There it is right there. And we just pull it up a little bit more, 3 to 5 feet. Okay, hold the collective right there. Van Nuys Helicopter 23 Victor Hotel with Echo northwest corner for adequate departure.
Helicopter 23 Victor Hotel, this is Van Nuys Tower. Echo current altimeter 2995. Departure from the northwest corner of HO risk. Saturday West departure approved.
Thanks, Victor Hotel on the go. Give it a little bit of forward.
Reflection make 1505.
A little bit of forward cyclic. Let it start building speed. There's translational lift right there. You can feel that little bit of a buffet. Now all of a sudden, we don't need near as much power to fly. So we give it a little bit of right.
01 Juliet, frequency change is approved. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. You're already doing so. Left here.
There's 2 or 3 talking over each other right there.
Sorry, what happened there?
It sounded like 2 or 3 people transmitting at the same time.
I had one on freak, and then I had you, and then yeah, and then I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Okay, so now I'm going to pull the trim, which takes a little bit of the back pressure off the cyclic. Okay?
Yeah.
So now, like, I shouldn't say very small movements, I should say no movements.
Right.
Okay, just hold everything right where it's at. You're a pilot, I'm taking my hands off the controls. Okay, just hold this cyclic still. Hey, just don't even let it move a tiny bit. I'm right here. See, hands on your leg, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Now there's the sweet spot. See, now a little bit of right pedal. A little bit more right pedal. Keep on going until those strings get straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to push on them. There we go. And then be looking straight out, way out ahead. Ah, you found it.
There it is.
There it is.
Conference at Victor Hotel, frequency change for good day.
Victor Hotel, thanks. See you shortly.
I see what you mean about just the real small movements if you have to.
Uh-huh. You know, we're just coming up on our 5-mile marker from the airport, which is going to be the condos right there. Now, when you hit little winds and stuff,
Yeah.
just hold it where you had it.
Okay.
Because what'll happen, don't try and correct for it. What'll happen is the wind will pass, and then you'll go right back to where you were. But if you try to correct for it, I think you did a little bit right there, and then all of a sudden, when the winds went away, now you're flying off that way.
Got it.
Good, but you brought it right back over. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we want to climb up about 80 feet. So instead of adding more power, just pull back on the cyclic a little bit.
Please, 10 minutes,
Good.
sir.
Hold it right there. No more.
Westbound.
Now you got about 300 feet a minute climb going right now. Now we're back at 1300 already. So without even changing power, for a little altitude adjustment, you can give up a little speed for a second, and then right back to where you were to the straight level.
Okay.
Okay, we're now clear of the class Delta.
10 squawk 0227. 0227.
And I can go ahead and I can put in 123.025, which is our helicopter to helicopter frequency, air to air. And all of us in Southern California pretty much are on this frequency, or else the LA basin. Something just went darting underneath us. Okay, so now go ahead and make a left 360. Just keep looking out the window and just give it a little bit of left cyclic. And a little bit more, and you'll feel it start to... There we go, it's starting to turn. And a tad of forward cyclic. The nose is up, so we're starting to climb a little bit. A little bit of forward cyclic. Just keep it to the left as much as you got it. Good. Just by holding that little bit of forward, the climb is already stopping.
Right.
And then go ahead and level it out here. Go ahead and level it and keep the nose down a little bit further forward. And now go ahead and do a right turn. A little bit of right pedal. Look at your... A little more right pedal. Hand down on your... I see the hand coming up.
Yeah.
Hand on your... You're just giving this cyclic just very small movements. A little more right pedal. Push that pedal in a little bit. Back on the cyclic just a hair. There it went down and way back up again. Now we got caught in a little bit of... Keep turning, keep turning.
used to doing a little bit of the pedal on the turns and the fixed wing.
And that happens to all airplane pilots. They want to do that, and then it just kind of throws it off a little bit. Like right now, we're pulling. Go ahead and level out. Right now, we're holding about 19 inches of power. The nose came up right there. So we get it back down. See the airspeed drops off. Now we got the nose down. Airspeed's coming back. So if we maintain the 20 inches, we can get the nose way down, and we're up at 85, 90, and just speeding towards the ground without touching power. There we are, almost 100. And then we just pull back a little bit. Now the speed will drop off again.
Yeah.
Like somebody just gave us a big push, and now we're just slowing back down to the, like Frank said in his video, to the amount of power that where we were trimmed at.
Yeah.
We're coming back to that. Okay. And then if we pull back a little bit on the cyclic, then we're going to give up our airspeed. Right. Yeah, for altitude, and there goes the airspeed.
Right.
And there we go up. And now we got to start heading back. Let's go ahead and we'll take a track's arrival and go ahead and turn up this way. Right in between, right in the middle between these big buildings, there's a set of railroad tracks. That's pulling a little bit more power, 20 inches, 21 inches. Hold it about right there. This will give us a little bit more speed coming in. We're at 1.5 right now. We're going to end up dropping down to 1.3 along the way. Get your hand down. I see it kind of going up. Just get it totally relaxed. Very nice tower. Helicopter 23 Victor Hotel's back with you. 5 miles out. Tracks arrival for the northwest corner.
Victor Hotel, Roger. Tracks arrival approved. Landing in the northwest corner will be at your own risk. Wind 110 at 8.
Thank you, Victor Hotel. So when you get this thing, when you get familiar with it, all your turns, I mean, everything is so smooth.
Yeah, it's just, I see what you mean about just a little bit. It's
yeah. I mean, from right here, I mean, you can go into a really steep turn by barely even giving it much of anything at all, or back the other way. And it's almost like before you're even at the end of the turn, you're already giving it cyclic back the other way just to slow down the rate and to bring it back to neutral.
yeah.
So it's like it lags in some respects, and in other respects, you've got to stay well ahead of it to keep it where you want it. So you can see we're just following these tracks right here back in. And then the other thing, as I'm coming up on the cyclic, see what happens to the nose?
Yeah.
The nose wants to follow the cyclic.
Yeah.
Cyclic goes up, nose goes up. Cyclic goes down, nose goes down. So if you push down on the collective, you want to pull back on the cyclic at the same time.
Okay.
Or vice versa, pull collective and push the nose down.
Right. Okay.
And it'll come down the power a little bit, down to like 22-ish. Okay, and then you're looking out ahead, and we're just staying on the right side of these tracks. On the right side. Frequency change to Burbank.
Base 10, Burbank 118.7, good day.
He's already cleared us to land. This is our intersection, Balboa, and the tracks. So as we get to this part, I'll take the trim off. And we'll come in over the Home Depot. And now we're going to lower the collective. Just we're getting rid of all that torque. Keep your hand down. A little bit of right pedal. Counteract the difference in the torque. And we can pull back on the cyclic to slow our speed down so we don't overshoot our spot. Right there, we're actually in an auto rotation. See that?
Yeah, yeah.
Bring the power back in. That's how low we had the collective. We come to the ground, flare it a little bit, start pulling a little bit of power, left pedal, and let it come back to a hover. And we can go back to our parking spot, and we can even get a little fancy. Just a touch of right pedal to straighten it out. Roll off the throttle. Now get it out of governor range. And we start our cool down. And then I'll set the collective friction, cyclic friction, radio off, transponder off. Oops. And then you got to keep your hands on the controls while it's running at all times. Hand on the collective, right hand on the cyclic. And while it's sitting here, a lot of people, what they'll do, pilots, students, even lazy instructors, if you don't have your hand on the cyclic, this friction will hold it to a certain point. But this thing can't start walking itself forward. And then you feel the vibrations start to happen.
Yeah.
The blades get way low.
Yeah.
So if you get somebody really tall out there, you can hit them in the head. Now, in some helicopters, the blades can get really low, and it's really come close to people's heads. One guy I knew in Vegas, tour pilot, he had it way off to the side like this. And I mean, and a guy came up and just about got him.
Yeah, because, you know, fixed wing, as soon as you hit the runway, you know, it's almost, you know, hands off, you're steering with the feet, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, and then this thing, the other thing is, you know, the blades, what makes them rigid enough to, you know, to support the weight of the helicopter and us is the fact that they're spinning. You can see when they're not, you know, they're drooping.
Right.
So when they get to spinning, they get really rigid and they can support the weight. And I heard one story up in Vegas where the pilots used to like to get out of the helicopter before the blade stopped, and their chief pilot found out and said, you know, you stay in the ship till the blades come to a complete stop. This one guy, I don't know if this is true, this is what I heard. The guy gets out while the thing is running, you know, while the blades are spinning down, sees his chief pilot coming in, goes, oh crap, I better go back to my ship. And as he comes out, whether it was the downwash from his, you know, from his other helicopter or whatever, blades came way down, took his head off. Yeah, ouch, oops. Yeah. Then after a couple minute cool down, cylinder head drop. Airplanes are also cooling down. You know, you got it throttled back on final. You got it throttled back while you're idling, taxiing on the ground.
Right.
We're running 100% until we actually come back to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got to take another couple minutes afterwards to go ahead and let it cool down. 2 minutes usually at 70%, 30 seconds at idle. And then go ahead and with your right hand, you can pull the mixture guard off of the mixture. And you can just put it over here on the thing there, and go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, now you can drop on that. Then the alternator can go off, the mags can go off. Stays on. Magneto's off. So at this point, the master's still on for two reasons. The clutch is still disengaging.
Right.
And while the blades are turning, considered a live aircraft, so the strobe light stays on.
Okay. It's been a while, but it seemed like I had to do a lot of scanning, maybe a lot more than when I was in fixed wing to, you know, instruments, because I could do a lot of visuals out the windshield, you know, with the fixed wing, and this one, you know, everything looked normal, looked level, and I was losing altitude. My vertical speed was, you know, coming up.